Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Super Mario Odyssey playthrough. It is time for the finale. Yes, it is finally, at last, time to crash Bowser's wedding once and for all, and to basically say to him, yeah, no, this isn't okay. You don't just get to kidnap someone and force them into a wedding. That's not appropriate. But yes, we're here in the Moon Kingdom on Honeyloon Ridge. Because, obviously, the wonderful pun of Honeyloon. Because you've got the honeymoon, and loon as in Luna as in moon. Beautiful, and I love it. And I believe I already knew that we were heading to the moon before I played the game, so I was excited about that. But when I actually got here, it was just even better than I could have hoped, because part of me was thinking, when I got here, I was just like, are they going to have done moon physics? Would they have gone that extra mile to do moon physics? Hell yes, they went that extra mile to do moon physics! It's great! And it just makes the area so fun to play through, because you just get so much extra height off your jumps. And it just means that you end up platforming in a slightly different way, and it's just a fascinating thing to play around with, really. And also there are quite a few fun power moons on the moon. And I really like the fact that the moon is the final world, or final kingdom of Super Mario Odyssey, because obviously they've effectively been setting it up from the beginning, because the moon has been so visible in every single kingdom we've been to. Like, it could have been the sun, but no, you could always see the moon off in the distance, and it was just always present. But then also you have the whole thing of the Broodals being very moon related, because of the whole thing in Japanese where people think that, whereas in the West here we see the man in the moon, people in Japan see a rabbit pounding some mochi, which is basically why you end up with I think it's Yomigami in Okami, the brush god that gives you Crescent, is the same one that, well, it's a rabbit. It's the moon rabbit pounding mochi, and that's how that god is introduced. It might be Yumigami. Not sure, don't really care at this point anymore. So yeah, there's a long-standing thing in Japanese culture of rabbits and the moon. And so it's just really awesome to have that be a thing here, and I love it. And all these long jumps are slightly terrifying to do, but it's all good because you get that extra height anyway, and you can jump there. I mean, I would say it's probably also possible on that one to get back up to the top and then take the less dangerous route down. But whatever gets you that power moon is the important thing. And also, I love the purple coins in this area are star bits, because obviously we're in space and it's star bits, and it just makes me really, really happy. I mean, it's basically because, you know, I do absolutely adore Super Mario Galaxy. And for, well, until Odyssey came out, I would have categorically said that Galaxy was my favourite Mario game ever, without a doubt. And actually now, I think Odyssey's taken the cake. And that just, it's just amazing. The thing is that I'll probably say that I will always prefer the soundtrack of Galaxy, because on the whole there are a greater total of amazing tunes in it, and really you can't deny that Super Mario Galaxy has a bigger soundtrack. but in terms of the gameplay and the plot and just how it feels to play, Odyssey is just, without a doubt, my favourite Mario game ever. And I mean, just look at that! It's just... I'm going to take a picture to commemorate this moment. It's probably not going to be as good as I would like it to be, because I want to move slightly. I mean, yeah. Let's see, is there a decent filter we can shove on this? Not really for what we're going for. I mean, that's a decent one. Yeah, let's go with that. Get a nice little snapshot of the momentous occasion. How beautiful it looks, just looking down at the earth. And yeah, I'm kind of just probably gonna gush throughout most of this finale part because, as I've said many a time, just I love this so much. I mean, it's basically the... Oh! That was... Yeah. Going into a lovely gush and then... Oh yeah, that was a stupid manoeuvre. Basically, what happened there was I tried to do a long jump and accidentally did a ground pound. Tried to get myself out of said ground pound. And failed dramatically. But, I mean, look at that! Look at how much distance I got because of moon gravity! It's brilliant! But yes, what I was gushing about was... I do genuinely really love this final kingdom for the game, because while at this point it might feel a little bit underwhelming, perhaps, and the reason I say that is because obviously music-wise this is just a very... well, music and visually, this is just a very plain kingdom, because all you really hear in the background is the bells. Because yes, I can hear the bells, just hear them chiming. And obviously you're just looking at the moon. It's white, and it's rocky, and there's not much else to it. But what's awesome is that even though it is this for quite a lot of it, there's an area that is very much different to perhaps what you're expecting to see here. Because at the minute, this doesn't feel very final worldy. You've got the whole thing of sort of the tension, I suppose, of the sort of calm, quiet music and the sort of ominous chiming of the church bells. But it's not obviously too exciting, and that's fine, but you do sort of want it to ramp up a bit, and trust me, it will ramp up a bit. I will point out that it is possible to completely skip what we're gonna do. And I do mean that. Like, the game says go in there. It is possible to completely skip that by using the Sphinx, who is over here, and being awesome. Yeah, you can't answer... You can't get the power move from him at all today. Because, yeah, you really shouldn't be answering questions right now. But it is possible, using excellent platforming skills, to jump off the top of the Sphinx. And, yes, get to the finale quicker. But we're going to head through into this cave and see where it leads us. This is so last level-y, and it's just the underground moon caverns. Oh my god! So we're back to normal gravity. but there's fire everywhere. We've got really epic electric guitars playing. Just everything about this final area is just insanely epic. And if you were looking for your death-defying, kind of like ultra crazy challenging final level, this is it. It's not the like the ultra hard you've completed everything else level. No, that's to come. But this is sort of your final level, and it is challenging because you've got dry bones, you've got Sherms wearing top hats, everything's wearing a white top hat. It's amazing. That's how you get those purple coins. You've got to shoot at them. You might not think about that, but that's the only way you're getting those. But yeah, you're going to be using sort of all the capture abilities that you have made use of throughout your time in the game. Because you're flying, you're shooting. I mean, look at that, there's purple coins there. You're going to be bullet billing. You're just going to be doing everything and really proving that you have, well, you know what you're doing. And it's just pretty epic. And I'm going here going, where is that key again? And then eventually I'm going to realise, oh yeah, the key that's going to unlock that power moon is hidden down in here. Which is a terrifying thing to go and get, because obviously the camera flips away for a second and you're just like, oh god, I'm going to fall and die in the lava. But, yeah. I just absolutely adore this kingdom. It's great fun, because then we also get like proper Hammer Bros, and we get to kidnap them. You get tropical wigglers that you can see in the distance. I've always been a massive fan of final levels that bring everything together that you've learned. So, I mean, a good example, since I'm playing Okami HD at the minute, is the fact that the Blizzard Shrine, so your final dungeon, makes you use pretty much every brush technique that you've learned across your journey. And I can't think of any others at the minute off the top of my head. I wish I could, because that would make my point a lot clearer. But you get the gist. It's the ones that... they're the final levels that really make you feel like you've accomplished something. And I will just always love that. And yay for invincibility frames getting me through the rest of that without getting hit. But yes, we now have a rather terrifying string of power moons. So the obvious thing that you're meant to do is go over here, not do that, and I'm probably gonna okay, no, I'm fine. But yeah, so you've got purple coins here, which are obviously relatively easy to get if you are in bullet bill mode. But there are actually two hidden power moons that you might not have been expecting, which one of which is, yes, just hidden straight over here. The other one, which is a much more terrifying one to get, is located pretty much all the way towards the start of the area, but you're gonna have to bullet bill your way over. Well, not bullet bill, you're gonna have to bonsai bill your way over. So you need to make use of your, like, the bonsai build that's located around here, because you need to get all the way over to there. I don't know how you would be able to... Well, I mean, you can just about see it from a distance and think, oh, there might be something there, but you are going to have to use your shaking of the Joy-Con to accelerate quicker, otherwise there is no way in hell you are getting that power boom. There are, as I've said, there's a few instances where that is the case, where you really do seriously have to shake like you mean it in order to get a power moon, but they are few and far between, but that's definitely one of them. As it stands though, once you've gotten those, you can just bonsai build your entire way to the end, and that's pretty great. And look, we get the Moais back! Which is, it's a terrifying moment, because obviously you can't use the Moai and go slowly, because that happens, and oh, what a waste. What a waste of my extra hearts, but there's very little you can do once you've dropped down there, you kind of just have to die. But yeah, I remember when I first got to Moon Kingdom, I was just like, I had that sort of reaction of, oh, is this it? I sort of was expecting something maybe a little bit more epic. Then I got down here and, you know, the guitar started playing and I went through it and it was just like, oh my god, this is amazing and I love it. And yeah, I was a very, very happy bunny then. And it part of what makes me feel that this is easily one of the strongest finales in a Mario game ever. Because pretty much everything from when you get to Bowser's Kingdom is just really, really awesome. I mean, the fact that here we get to take control of a Charging Chuck, an enemy which hasn't really properly been seen for a while, and like hasn't appeared anywhere else in the game, but suddenly they're here, and they're really fun. Because you get to do that whole thing of just blistering through enemies, and also you get to do really awesome things like getting across this gap without falling through, because you just need to charge and you get treated to this like regular 2D Mario physics. And it's great, and look! We've nearly got all of the purple coins in this area, which is making me really, really yo! Yeah, that was like a proper Jaxie-ish death, was it not? Because you have got to be very straight and narrow with the Charging Chucks, otherwise death awaits you. So make sure you're pointed straight towards your goal before you run off, otherwise, yeah, expect immediate death. But we are getting very, very close to the end of these underground caverns now. And yeah, we just get to go into, yeah, easily one of my favourite endings to a Mario game ever. Like, I mean, before this one, I would say that the best finale was probably Super Mario Galaxy, the original one. Just because that had the whole build-up. Oh, hello, Madam Brood. It's nice to see you once again. Unfortunately, we're going to have to take that chain Chompikins and ram it right into your face. So yes, what I was saying, because I don't care if I was rude to your darling Broodles. I really do not care. I've got better things to talk about than you, dog. Better things which I have promptly forgotten what I was talking about. Curse you, Madam Brood, and your chain Chompikins. So yeah, before I played Odyssey, obviously it was Galaxy, because once you had enough stars, which I think it was 60, you were able to go to the centre of the universe, and there was that really epic cutscene where Rosalina turned the observatory into the comet. You burst through the armada, and then got into the final level. The final level was epic, and then you just had the sort of really epic fight to really epic music that just really took you through, and then the ending was just really beautiful and poignant and just generally awesome. And then you had obviously the stunning credits music, and yeah, that easily remained my favourite Mario ending for a long time. But now Odyssey's come out, and I would say this is my favourite, because in its final hour or so, it just kept surprising me. Even the things that I'd had annoyingly spoiled for me that I knew were coming, they still surprised me. And it's just one of the most satisfying things when a game that has spent its entire runtime surprising you continues to surprise you in its final moments. Because sometimes you think, oh, it's just gonna sort of wear itself out, they're not gonna be able to keep the momentum going throughout the entirety of the game. But they really do. Whether you would agree with that once you get to sort of the post-game stuff, and you start perhaps grinding to get certain things, that's when you might think, yeah, they kind of reached a point where it was a bit too much. But I think certainly for the main game, it's just really awesome. And I believe I know where our final 3 purple coins are located. At least I'm pretty sure that they are right up. Well, I think they are right up at the top of here. We shall certainly see when I... Yes, there they are. You see? I feel like I might have been better with the frog, perhaps? But I'm pretty sure that you have to... Do you have to climb? I can't remember, but we're certainly going to try and do it this way. For a little bit. Until, yeah, I think I... Did I realise, eventually? Just go and get the frog again. Because... clearly, I am not meant to to achieve this. See, it's all part of the curse of wanting to look cool and just failing miserably. So, since you know that jump failed, I'm going to go get to this this particular moon once I can aim my hap properly. There we go. Perfecto. That gives us 11, which, you know, does make me feel slightly nervous, because you know that obviously the final moon in the game is going to be a multi-moon, so that's 3. But it's just like, oh, I'm going to be 1 off. And that's going to be awful. But it's fine, because there is 1 more moon in the Moon Kingdom that we can get right now. And as soon as I've gotten my final purple coins, and just feel really incredibly satisfied at how awesome I am, despite the fact of, you know, failing miserably to get the final purple coins, but just the fact that I got them all in 1 fell swoop and didn't need to worry at all, that just makes me really happy that, like, I got all of them without needing to go back at all, and that's just pretty epic. But yes, we slide on down, we end up in the rafters, and look! There's a delightful power moon here, which takes our total up to 12. And we're in the wedding hall now, so I think, really, we need to crash this wedding right now. And I do feel sorry for these folks, because they were sort of all forced to come here to witness the wedding, because Bowser's just that awful. But yes, it's time for this to end, Bowser. I object. So, here is our final boss fight, and it's just epic. It's basically the same as when we fought Bowser in the Cloud Kingdom, but obviously he's much more difficult now. But it's just so much fun. I love this fight. There's something really satisfying about punching Bowser right in the face. It's just really super satisfying. And once you've gotten his whole pattern down, while he's not necessarily difficult, it's just really fun. And the music's epic, and the background's epic. And I wanted to try out a little speedrunning tactic there. It didn't work. Basically, the gist of the speedrunning tactic is that you hit the hat as close to Bowser as possible, but so that it isn't actually right next to him, because if you hit it whilst it's right next to him, he'll just put it back on. But if it's far enough away, and then you throw Cappy backwards towards the hat, then you can effectively just get the hat and start beating him so he doesn't have a chance to jump away. And it's difficult to pull that off. I'm never going to achieve it, but it's just really, really awesome. The other thing that you've got to remember here is that just keep jumping until he is properly kind of falling over, and then that's your cue to punch. Because if you're punching when he starts swinging his tail, you're going to get hit, and it's going to be pretty nasty. The other thing with when he does his flames, I've always found it relatively simple to dodge that attack, but I think, well, I'm not quite sure exactly how I managed it, but I think it's something to do with the fact of you jump pretty much as soon as he starts to swing back your way, and then as long as you throw Cappy, you should have enough momentum to keep you in the air long enough that the flames will sweep beneath you. But you can just test that for yourself. As it stands, Bowser is defeated. I feel slightly sorry because, you know, his outfit was really, really stunning, but he needed to, you know, cut it out because you can't marry Peach. It's just not okay. So let us go and take... oh, bloody hell. It's never simple, is it? So, we've fallen down here. We need to get to those two, because, oh boy, this is not an okay situation, but there's one thing we can do. Take control of Bowser. Oh, this is amazing. Just look at all the bits of history. It's beautiful. Oh, it's just so awesome. Bowser with a mustache. And yeah, this just makes me insanely happy. I'm really annoyed that this was spoiled for me, because obviously, you know, the whole thing with YouTubers who decide, yes, let's put Bowser being captured by Mario in the thumbnail of a video. The day, I can't remember if it was the day it was released, or the day before it was released, or something along those lines, but it was just like, mate, this is an amazing surprise. If you didn't know this was coming, then it's just like, oh my god. I mean, you potentially could have seen it coming, because it's one of the things that Mario has done quite a lot of, where the gimmick for the game, so to speak, has then ended up relating to Bowser. So obviously in Super Mario 3D Land, he had his own Tanuki tail. In 3D World, he became Meowser. So they have been doing this sort of stuff for a while now, but there's just something really satisfying about taking control of Bowser and just how he plays, because I think this is the first time in a 3D Mario game where we've ever taken control of Bowser, which, well, 3D mainline game, because obviously if you played like the sports games or Mario Kart or Smash, then yeah, but they're not mainline, and the Mario and Luigi games aren't either. But then we get to this bit and just, oh my god, it's sort of so anime, but I just love it, because we got another vocal track. I didn't know this was coming, and I was just in awe, because I didn't know this bit was coming. And yeah, this song, which is called Break Free, Lead the Way, is just a delight. So part of me was just so awed of the fact of, not only did Nintendo do a vocal Mario track, they did two, and both of them are excellent. And just this entire section is just wonderful and amazing, and I love it. And there we go. That is our last bit of gameplay for the story of Super Mario Odyssey. And then I just love the ending. We'll discuss it more during the credits and in the next few parts of the extras, because obviously we're coming back for extras, but just, oh, I love it.
start.
Oh, I love this game so much. If you hadn't been able to tell throughout this playthrough, yeah, I am just in love with Super Mario Odyssey. It's just so fun. And really, I think that's pretty much what everything that I love about this game boils down to. The way Mario plays is fun, his moveset is fun to pull off, the openness of the kingdoms is fun, because you can either just go through with the story and that's fun, or you can explore to your heart's content and that is also fun. And has got a wonderful soundtrack, and I really love the story. I mean, I love that in the ending it's sort of that slightly humorous thing. There's a bit of character development because you sort of see a bit more of the relationship of Mario and Peach, and also you get to see Peach not just being a damsel in distress. I mean, she's throughout most of the game, but kind of she makes her decision. She stamps her foot and goes, "No, this is not okay. Kindly, both of you bugger off because you're both as bad as each other." Part of me sort of did want there to be sort of Mario proposal, because there will always be part of me that's just like Mario and Peach should be together. But then, obviously Nintendo are never going to give us that, because they're not, because that would just sort of break the whole perfectly crafted, permanent, nothing ever changes cartoon world that we've got going in Mario. But it was just fun to entertain the prospect, and then for Peach to be awesome, and it just sort of tied the incredibly kooky nature of Mario Odyssey off. It was just perfect, because incredibly kooky game mixed with incredibly kooky final cutscene and final gameplay section, and it just works. And yeah, I was just grinning from ear to ear throughout the entirety of the Moon Kingdom when I first got to it. Just from the moment I got there to the moment I left, it was just gaming bliss. And really, it's part of the reason why I was so desperate to leap right back into Odyssey as soon as I'd beaten it. Well, completed it. Because I just had such a good time that I just wanted to relive that. And I'm glad that I've gotten to relive it numerous times over again since. Because obviously, playing it through again for the playthrough, doing the commentary for the playthrough, and then doing the HFC one as well at the same time. I've had so much Super Mario Odyssey, and I'm still loving it. It just shows how wonderful it is. But yes, the game is thanking me for playing. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you will join me in the extras when we have a look at this mysterious cube, see what it's about, and we get to go to a brand new kingdom, which will be very memorable to a lot of people. So, let's go! Thank you so much for watching.